Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Emily Cozy Podcast. My name is Emily, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you're new to my channel, this is a place where I share stories, experiences, and tips in a warm and friendly way, like chatting with a good friend. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our cozy community on YouTube. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey to one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited, Hawaii. I recently went on an amazing trip there, and I can't wait to share all the incredible places, services, and breathtaking scenery I discovered. This episode is perfect for anyone who loves travel, nature, or just wants to hear about a fun adventure. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into my Hawaii experience. Let's start with why I picked Hawaii for my trip. Honestly, who hasn't dreamed of visiting Hawaii? It's like a paradise you see in movies. Blue oceans, green mountains, and sunny beaches. I've always wanted to go somewhere that feels relaxing, but also exciting. And Hawaii seemed like the perfect mix. Plus, I heard so many great things about the islands, like their friendly people and unique culture. I decided to visit 3 islands: Oahu, Maui, and the Big Island. Each one has its own special vibe, and I wanted to experience a little bit of everything. Before I went, I did some research online to find the best places to visit. And let me tell you, I was not disappointed. Let's talk about some of the highlights. My first stop was Oahu, which is where Honolulu, the capital, is located. Oahu is super lively, with so much to see and do. One of my favorite places was Waikiki Beach. Picture this: soft golden sand, clear turquoise water, and the famous Diamond Head Mountain in the background. It's as beautiful as it sounds. I spent a whole afternoon swimming and just relaxing on the beach. The water was so warm, and I even saw a few surfers catching waves. Another amazing spot in Oahu was the Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden. This place is like a green paradise. It's full of tall trees, colorful flowers, and even a small lake. The Ko'olau Mountains are in the background, and they look so majestic. I took a short walk through the garden, and it felt like I was in a different world. If you love nature, you have to visit this place. Oh, and here's a tip: go early in the morning to avoid crowds and take some great photos. I also loved the services in Oahu. I booked a guided tour with a local company, and our guide was so friendly and knowledgeable. He told us stories about Hawaiian culture and history, which made the experience even better. For example, I learned that Oahu is called the gathering place because it's where so many people come together. The tour took us to places like the Nuuanu Pali Lookout, where you can see the whole northeast coast. The view was so stunning that I couldn't stop taking pictures. Next, I flew to Maui, and wow, this island stole my heart. Maui is famous for its natural beauty, and one of the best things I did was drive the road to Hana. The road to Hana is a winding highway that takes you through rainforests, past waterfalls, and along the coast. It's about 64 miles long with over 600 curves, so it's definitely an adventure. Along the way, I stopped at Wainapanapa State Park, which has a black sand beach. Yes, the sand is actually black because of volcanic rocks. It was so unique and beautiful. Another highlight in Maui was visiting Haleakala National Park. This park is home to a huge dormant volcano, and I went there to watch the sunrise. Let me tell you, it was one of the most magical moments of my life. I woke up super early around 3 a.m. and drove to the summit, which is over 10,000 feet high. When the sun started to rise, the sky turned pink, orange, and gold, and the clouds below looked like a fluffy sea. It felt like I was on top of the world. If you go to Maui, don't miss this experience. Just bring a jacket because it's chilly up there. The services in Maui were also fantastic. I stayed at a small hotel near the beach, and the staff were so kind. They gave me tips on where to eat and what to see. One night, I went to a local restaurant and tried poke, which is a Hawaiian dish made with fresh fish, rice, and veggies. It was so delicious. I also booked a snorkeling tour at Hanauma Bay, and the instructors were patient and made sure everyone felt safe. I saw colorful fish and even a sea turtle, which was so exciting. My last stop was the Big Island, and it was like stepping onto another planet. The Big Island is huge, hence the name, and it's home to active volcanoes, which is so cool. I visited Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, where I got to see Kilauea, one of the most active volcanoes in the world. The park has trails that take you through volcanic landscapes, and I even walked through the Thurston Lava Tube, which is a tunnel formed by lava. It was dark and a little spooky, but also really fascinating. Another amazing place on the Big Island was Punaluu Beach, a black sand beach where I saw Hawaiian green sea turtles sunbathing. The contrast of the black sand, blue water, and green turtles was so beautiful. I made sure to keep my distance from the turtles because they're protected, but watching them was such a special moment. The beach is also lined with coconut trees, which made it feel like a tropical postcard. The services on the Big Island were top-notch. I joined a guided volcano tour, and our guide explained how volcanoes shape the island. He was so passionate, and it made the experience so much more interesting. I also stayed at a cozy bed and breakfast, and the owners treated me like family. They even cooked a traditional Hawaiian breakfast with fresh fruit and taro pancakes. It was the perfect way to start the day. One of the best parts of my trip wasn't a place. It was the people. Hawaiians are so warm and welcoming. Everywhere I went, people smiled and said aloha, which means both hello and goodbye, but also love and peace. I felt so at home even though I was far from my own city. I also loved learning about Hawaiian culture. For example, I went to a luau, which is a traditional Hawaiian party with music, dancing, and food. The hula dancers were so graceful, and the music made me want to dance too. I also visited the Bishop Museum in Oahu, which has exhibits about Hawaiian history and traditions. I learned about the ancient kings and queens and how Hawaiians respect the land, or Aina. It made me appreciate the islands even more. Before I wrap up, I want to share a few tips for anyone planning to visit Hawaii. First, do some research online to find the best places and services. Websites like gohawaii.com have tons of information about attractions and activities. Second, book things like tours or hotel rooms early, especially if you're going during busy seasons like summer or winter. Third, bring comfortable shoes for hiking and a reusable water bottle to stay hydrated. And finally, be respectful of the land and the culture. For example, don't take sand or rocks from beaches, and always follow signs about protecting wildlife. Oh, and one more thing. Try the local food. Besides poke, I loved shave ice, which is like a snow cone but with soft, fluffy ice and sweet syrup. It's so refreshing on a hot day. And if you get the chance, try a plate lunch, which usually has rice, macaroni salad, and a meat like teriyaki chicken. It's simple, but so tasty. Looking back, my trip to Hawaii was more than just a vacation. It was a journey that filled my heart with joy. The islands are so diverse, from the busy streets of Honolulu to the quiet beaches of the Big Island. Every place I visited had its own kind of beauty, whether it was a waterfall, a volcano, or a sunset over the ocean. And the services, from tours to hotels, made everything so easy and enjoyable. But what made Hawaii truly special was the feeling of peace and connection. The natural beauty, the friendly people, and the rich culture all came together to create an experience I'll never forget. It's like Hawaii has a magic that stays with you, even after you leave. As I sit here recording this podcast, I'm already dreaming about my next trip to Hawaii. There's so much more to explore, like the island of Kauai, which I didn't get to visit this time. I've heard it's called the Garden Isle because it's so green and lush. I also want to try more activities, like surfing or ziplining, and maybe even attend another luau. If I get the chance to return, I know it'll be just as wonderful as this trip. Hawaii has a way of making you feel alive and inspired, and I want to feel that again. So to anyone listening, if you're thinking about visiting Hawaii, do it. It's worth every penny, and you'll come back with memories that last a lifetime. That's all for today's episode of the Emily Cozy Podcast. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my Hawaii adventure and that it inspired you to plan your own trip someday. If you've been to Hawaii, I'd love to hear about your favorite places. Leave a comment on this YouTube video or send me a message on social media. And if you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more cozy stories. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Emily, signing off with a big aloha from the Emily Cozy Podcast. See you next time.